God wants us to live abundantly. He did not die for us to be shy. He did not die for us to be scared of opinions, or to have that insecurity where we don't know who we are, so we don't do what we're meant to do, so we don't walk in what we're meant to do, so we don't shine our light, so we dim our light instead because we're shy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Abigail, and today I'm back with my Radiate series, and I'm going to be talking about shyness and how it can affect people and hinder them from embracing and walking in their purpose and embracing their gifts and talents, and how it used to stop me and how I have overcome it. So I'm going to be using the structure of Iraq, as I said in my previous video. So the issue here that we're going to be dealing with, which is the I, is going to be shyness, being afraid, being scared, fearful, whatever you want to call it. So the definition of shy is to be nervous or timid in the company of other people, to be slow or reluctant to do something, or having a dislike or an aversion to a specified thing. Yeah, that's the definition of being shy, you know, fearful, timid, all of those things. You know, it's something that can be quite paralyzing. It can be very difficult to overcome. It does not discriminate between black, orange or white, whether you're a Catholic or Muslim, it doesn't matter. A lot of people go for it, but we don't have to. So the rules that I'm going to be using, so for the R of Iraq, obviously it's going to be biblical. The first thing that comes to mind is God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love and a sound mind. This is something that I've, memorized, I quote on and on. There is perfect love casts out all fear, and where the spirit of the Lord is, there's freedom. You know, there's a lot of verses that pertain to freedom, and being a Christian means that we have that freedom already, and it's basically our choice to choose whether we want it or not, choose to walk in it or to choose to live in fear. I'm going to be using the parable of the gifts and talents. So, you know, this is very popular, very known. The servant that was given 1 talent, only one, he had one job. He decided to bury it out of fear that he would lose it, fear that it would get squandered in some way, and fear that he wouldn't be able to return it to his master. And then obviously, as we know, he was shunned and he was basically cursed by the end of it for not using that gift, for not using the talent and just digging it under the earth. And then not only was he cursed, the talent was taken away from him and given to the servant that used it the most, which is quite telling of, you know, what could happen if we do not use the talents that we're given. It's important that we don't internalize shyness and we don't take it on as our identity, because, you know, the Bible makes it clear that we are not meant to be afraid, that God has overcome it already. He has already won the war. So these little battles that we go through, even though it may seem huge, we do not need to go through it. You know, we need to choose to walk in the confidence and boldness that God gives us. And in terms of me and my experience, I was a very, 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 very shy person. I would just do a lot of things and be very afraid doing them. I did not want to be on the stage. I did not want to do anything. I did not want to be in the sight of people. I wanted to play the background, and I did for many years too. I just was scared of people's opinions. I was scared of failing. I was scared of what people may say. I was an introvert, and I still am an introvert, to be honest. And I just felt that because of my personality type, it meant that I wasn't able to, you know, speak in public or sing in public or do anything like that, and it hindered me for a long time. I have now understood that that was a lie, and being afraid is a real thing. People do have bouts of fear and shyness and go through it for a long time, but it's not impossible to overcome it. It's not impossible. I have. I mean, I still have times where I feel nervous and shy, but I never let it stop me now. So courage is not the absence of fear, but the overcoming of fear, and the fact that you can still do things in spite of your fear, in spite of being shy, in spite of the situations that may be very real and very present to you. You can still overcome that and still choose to sing, choose to write that book, choose to play that instrument, choose to use your talent. A lot of people still experience fear and shyness sometimes in life. Like, it's not something that just disappears, but it takes work and it takes effort. So that moves me on to application, which is the A part of Iraq. practical tips on overcoming fear. I mean, the first thing I would say is definitely surround yourself with people that will speak life into you, people that will encourage you, people that are grounded in God and that will encourage you in the Lord. They will not just give you their opinion, but they will, you know, they will say, yes, you can do it. Yes, you are talented. People that can see your potential even when you can't see it. That was very important for me, and that helped me a lot with my shyness and overcoming that, and helping me to embrace what I'm good at and to see what I'm good at too. Second tip I would give you is that it always gets easier once you start. You may have wanted to, you know, speak in public, or to write a book or something like that, and you've never really done it, and you always think what could happen. You always think of the negatives, but just stepping out and doing it and being bold enough to do it once will give you the courage to do it the second time and the third time and the fourth time, because you've already had the experience of doing it once and you know that, oh, it's not that bad. I mean, I've seen many people, whether it's youth, working in the choir, seeing people older than me, younger than me, that have felt shy or said that they were shy, and then they managed to do something, managed to, you know, lead a song or managed to speak in public, and then wow, they realize that they do have it within them. They realize that, okay, I can do this, you know, I don't have to be scared. And it gets easier as you do it. The more I have put myself out there and used my talents, you know, led worship and sang and whatever, the easier it gets, and the more you get experienced, and the less you feel nervous at doing it, because you know that you get to a point where you're competent. And that's also a good reason why you should do your research around what you want to do, whether it's starting a business. Do your research. Google has so much information. Another tip that I would give you, find the opportunities. So for example, you can go to a small service and get plugged in, and even speaking to like 5 people will help you with your confidence. Doing a mini photo shoot with your family or something, that will help you, because you have experience and you get more knowledge and you get more confidence in what you do. With me, before I started like leading and things like that, I used to do it, and I still do it actually. I still, you know, sing and kind of lead worship at home. Within my family, that's only a few people, but it helped build my confidence. It helps me to get more acquainted with my craft. And even singing by myself in a bedroom or something like that, it helps you. On Judgment Day, on that day, I don't want God to be like, oh, you only wrote 1 song? I mean, I gave you the ability to write 5, to write 20, to write 500, but you only chose to write 1 because you were scared of what other people thought. You were scared, and that's why. I want to hear that, you know, I am a good and faithful servant. I do not want to be cursed like the person in the parable. I do not want my talents to be taken away from me and given to someone else. What would have happened if Esther chose to be scared about going to King Xerxes, can't pronounce that, for going to the king without permission? That was very banned in those days, but instead she went, and she boldly went, and she ended up helping to save the lives of the Jews, her people. What would have happened if Moses was too scared? Obviously he was scared at first, you know, he was scared, he was insecure about his stutter and all of that, but God helped him. He had the power to overcome it because he trusted in God, and he ended up saving them and taking them out of that land, and leading them a lot of the way to the promised land. All these people decided to not let fear and shyness stop them from doing the will of God, to not use shyness as an excuse. A lot of the times it is an excuse. You know that you have it within you, but you just choose to not do it. To conclude, which is to see, it's not easy, and it won't be easy to start off with, but the little steps that you take will turn into bigger steps, which will take into leaps, which will take into running. And if I can do it, if I can overcome shyness, if I can overcome one of the biggest hurdles of my life growing up, in order to now constantly be in front of people and constantly having to deal with, you know, people and people looking at me and opinions and things like that, then you can do it too, and you will do it too. And I just encourage you to shine your light, to radiate, as the series is called, and to walk into your purpose. Write that book, you know, script that play, start your YouTube channel, start you know, that business venture. Start what you need to start, whatever you feel like God is laying on your heart. Put your temporary feelings away, put that to the side, and do what you need to do. Whether you're shaking while doing it, whether you are trembling in your boots, still do it, and do it well. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope it's encouraging, I hope it blesses you, and I will see you in the next topic of this series.